finally, he is a member of one of the most legendary American R&B vocal groups of all time, Motown's The Temptations. He'll be performing with them at the Capitol 4th, along with Jimmy Buffett, the Beach Boys, as you heard, and a host of others. Please welcome, from Las Vegas, Terry Weeks. Terry, thanks for being here.
Here, yeah. Absolutely, thanks for having me.
I like the energy, Terry, which we expect along with the choreography when the Temptations come here to D.C. Now tell me, you were not an original member of the Temptations. How did you come to join the group? I know you worked, and Otis Williams is, of course, still a member, a founding member of the group. How did you come to join this incredible organization that's been recording for almost 60 years now?
I know, absolutely incredible. I joined, well, let's start this story this way. I was in the Air Force for 8 years. Left right out of high school, knew what I wanted to do. I was at my high school, and the Air Force band came to my school to perform for us. And I had no idea that you could be in entertainment and still be an enlisted member. So when I saw that, I asked one of the guys that was in the band, I said, how did you get to do this job? Because my idea was the military would shoot, you know, protect your comrades or whatever, and it's all about fighting. Had no idea that entertainment was such a big part of that. And from that meeting with that guy, I forget his name, but that was so many years ago, I went and saw a recruiter probably a few days after that. And I actually enlisted my junior year of high school because I knew exactly what I wanted to do after seeing that band. That was my goal, to try and do exactly what those guys did.
Wow.
So that got me into...
And for you're from Birmingham, Alabama, too, where our network is founded and housed. You then, in 1997, you have a chance meeting with Otis Williams, who is the only remaining original Temptation. He's coming out of a shoe store, or you are. What happened there?
Yes, we were on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Cherokee.
Oh, my God.
And myself and two of my friends, we were out sightseeing. And we happened to see him in a shoe store. And, of course, we sat there and we plotted. We said, we're going to wait till he comes outside, and we're just going to ask him if he has a moment. So we sat there and waited for I don't know how long. He comes out. My friend, his wife, turns and says, Mr. Williams, you know, do you have a minute? And he said, well, yeah. And she turns to me and she said, sing. So I started singing something, Donny Hathaway tune. I forget which one, but I love all of his stuff. Started singing that, you know, and Otis is looking at me and we're talking. He said, well, what are you doing out here? I said, well, I don't live here. I said, I'm out visiting and I'm debating. I'm still in the military. I was still enlisted. I said, I'm debating whether or not to get out and pursue this. I don't know if I really want to. And from that, we exchanged numbers. So myself and my friends, we went sightseeing later that day, went to Venice Beach. We get home, and he left 2 messages. And this was back in the day when we had answering machines.
Right.
So the 3 of us are standing, looking at this answering machine like it's God. And we're debating, like, well, what do we do? Do we call him? I said, yeah, we got to call. He said call. I said, well, what do I say? My best friend, he said, well, say hello first and let that start.
That's a good opener.
I said, look. Right. So we started talking, and lo and behold, his wife is from Birmingham. We started talking about that, and he breaks from that. He said, look, I like what I heard. I'm interested in signing you to my production company. And I'm like, but we only had a brief encounter. I said, how do you? He said, hey, look, this is what I've done all my life. I know what I heard. I'm interested. He said, look. I said, look, are you serious? I said, if you're serious, do the contracts. I said, I'll have an attorney look at it, and we'll go from there. So about a month later, lo and behold, like just as he said, he sent the contracts. I had an attorney look at them. Everything was on the up and up. I ended up coming. I had 30 days left in the military. I got out. About 2 months after that, I ended up coming to California, and lo and behold, we've been working together. That's 27 years ago now.
Unbelievable. And during your while you're working. While you're working for Otis, one of the members of the Temptations comes down with cancer, fighting cancer of the throat.
Right.
You step in for him.
Exactly.
Now, how did this happen? Was there any trepidation of joining a team like this?
Well, I had no inkling. That was not a goal of mine. I was happy being a fan of this group and everything that they stood for, and I would have been happy remaining being a fan. But the opportunity came, and he said, Terry, you know, we need, contractually, we need 5 bodies out there. So what they did was the 4 guys were on stage. I was behind a curtain singing from the wings, unbeknownst to the audience. And it was supposed to be for a month, and it ended up being 10 months. And so that's when O turns to me and says, can you dance? I said, of course I can dance. I said, why? He said, well, the job is yours if you can dance. I said, when do we get started? I said, you know, this is something I didn't plan. It was unbelievable for me. I, like I said, I've always been a fan. I would have been happy remaining being a fan.
But Terry,
and I find it hard to even include myself.
They had a height requirement, though, in the Temptations. Everybody had to be 6 feet tall, right? They waived that for you.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Okay, well.
Absolutely.
Got to do my research.
Well, you know, the miracle of a 2-inch heel fixed it. that was the quick fix. They put a 2-inch heel on me, so that brought me up to 6 foot.
I see. So you're in.
I guess
tandem.
I could still dream, right?
How did you find it blending with that group? And I guess because you were singing from off stage, you had a good long tenure. Hearing and listening to the pace of the music, the rhythm, and you could blend your voice easily once you got in front of the audience.
Absolutely. That all played, it fell right into my lap. Because from Tops in Blue, it gave me everything I needed to walk right into the Temptation situation. It was perfect for me. So I was completely ready. It wasn't something I planned or asked for, but I took it, and I'm still running with that ball right now.
I love it. Tell me, is there a ritual that you all do
I know, it's a
every
crazy
time
story.
you go on stage?
Absolutely. We gather and we pray. We put God first, always. We pray, and if there's anyone around us nearby that would want to be included, we invite them in. And, you know, this is something we do, we always done, we will always do, you know, because without God, you know, we couldn't do this. And we're not teenagers, we're older, middle-aged men, and you got to be physically able to do this type of show to pull it off, because the fans, they deserve that.
Yeah, and they have the memory of that sound, and they want to, you know, they want to hear that in front of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me, what is it like for you, Terry, not only a member of the Temptations, a venerable American legendary group, but also as a veteran of the United States military, to be singing at this Capitol 4th celebration at the nation's birthday?
Yes. Hey, I'm like any other guy. I love a great party, and you can't get any bigger than July 4th. That's the ultimate party. The Super Bowl can't compare to this type of party.
Well, you did that one
and
too.
It gives us a chance to give back. Oh, right, we did. But the thing is, July 4th gives us the opportunity to give back to our servicemen and women, you know, abroad, you know, and stateside. We want to recognize them, because what I do and what the other guys do, we wouldn't be able to do this without their help. You know, and I'm always preaching that to the other guys, that, you know, I have a special place for servicemen and women in my heart. I always will, and I will defend them, and I will stand for them always.
Well, what is your favorite Temptations song, and what do you think we might hear at the Capitol 4th celebration? I need a preview before I show up.
Of course, you know, I've got sunshine.
On
you know
a
you're gonna hear that.
day.
You're gonna hear the My Girl.
Of course, got to do that.
You know it. And here's the crazy part. The minute you start that song, you don't have to finish it, because the audience is singing right along with you. This song is so ingrained in American history that I'm thankful that I get the opportunity to extend it and to give it an extended life, because the original 5 guys gave us a vast amount of material to do. Our audience, the fans they grew up with this group, so they're knowledgeable about any and everything that pertains to this group. And I would absolutely be nuts if I came in and tried to change anything. You don't have to change greatness. Greatness lasts. It has no expiration. It'll last forever. It's here when we're dead and gone.
Yeah.
I mean, this music is so powerful. That's why it's still here, some 60 years later.
Well, this is going to be an incredible show. Broadway, rhythm and blues. You got Motown. You got the Beach Boys, Jimmy Buffett. I mean, you really can't go wrong here.
Yes.
So I thank you, Terry, and all the Temptations for doing things the way you do. Nobody does it better, and I thank you. We'll be looking forward to the concert. All right, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Great, thank you.
And you can catch the 38th annual A Capital Fourth on Wednesday, July 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on PBS. PBS.org has all that information.